Sounds crazy, right? I'm doing mic checks and all those things. This is the Volothermodulus tautology, and I'm doing some unprecedented stuff right now. Right? Not probably not to the people that the computer engineers. They know what they're doing. It's been a while since I've been able to really have time to play with the software and hardware and using the mental to bring it all together, So what you're actually seeing on my screen is OBS. It's what I normally use to pre-record, but I'm actually going live with it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And it's kind of lit. I'm kind of lit by this, So what I'm doing is that I'm running it through StreamYard. So I'm still using StreamYards to come to you live at 3 different locations. And I'm using OBS to, push it and try to tell the story a different way, So it looks like I got 1 viewer out there. Shout out to you. I can check. Let me see where that's at. Checking let me see here. People, chat, banner, recording, notes. Saying Daddy Wolo. Oh, comments, there it is. Oh, you got a comment or something. So it don't show me who the viewer is. You got to comment in order for me to see it. But I think I'm looking at YouTube's comment section. So if you on Facebook, it might add you as part of the count. But I mean, thanks for viewing. Hit the like button for me. That'll help me out. Let me know who it was. And if you're new, hit subscribe. I know the music. Now we talking about something. Now this is straight Killer Priest. I'm throwing all the winged people together. The angels. Crazy, right? So it's only two tracks. I should see if I can expand it to 4 and get all 4 in some kind of loop somehow. But I probably would have to kind of redo the 3rd one so that it's just maybe the kick or something. I can't, be too much noise there because it's kind of noisy now, but it sounds angelic though, right? So I'm just I'm having a ball learning these new, like this is new stuff to me. Like I'm going back to the beginner's all-purpose symbolic instruction code. Like I'm taking the basics and applying what I learned, 30, 40 years ago in high school and trying to apply it to today's technology. And then I don't even have today's technology. I'm working on I guess a good 10-year generation gap between what's available today. I do have a couple new computers in mind. I want to build one last computer, and I do want to get at least Apple Mini or something like that, so that I'm up to date as far as the M4 chip or M5 chip or whatever chip is the fastest Apple chip and the fastest Intel chips. That way I can build the with the latest operating systems and try to stay on top for the next until God's will, right? So I just want to say I just came to see how it's running. I'm having an issue. Like I should be able to run a YouTube in that box that I have. That's why I turned on the Final Fantasy, because I do have a pre-recorded things that I can share there. Like let me see if that Tim Black will work. I'm gonna share a little bit of Tim Black. Let me see. fair use, some classic Tim Black right here.
That's what the president is calling an assault on 2 National Guardsmen in the nation's capital. So the 2 soldiers remain in critical condition this morning after police say they were both shot at point-blank range, just blocks away.
Some real news, right? And I want to see if y'all can hear that.
One National Guardsman being wheeled out on a stretcher, and he had a device helping pump his heart, it looked like, doing automatic CPR, and his face was covered in blood.
The 29-year-old suspect was tackled at the scene after a brief exchange of gunfire. Law enforcement say he came to the U.S. from Afghanistan about 4 years ago. In response, the president vows to crack down on immigration even further.
We're not going to put up with these kind of assaults on law and order by people who shouldn't even be in our country. We must now re-examine every single alien who has entered our country from Afghanistan under Biden, and we must take all necessary measures to ensure the removal of any alien from any country who does not belong here or add benefit to our country. If they can't love our country, we don't want them.
We've got CNN senior White House reporter Betsy Klein here now. Betsy, we heard the president basically condemning this as an act of terror, but also expanding his concerns to immigration more broadly.
Yeah, I want to pause right there, man, because first of all, fam, I want to let's have this conversation together. Let's try to unpack this together. I don't see nothing wrong with that. What I mean is, I don't see anything wrong with Donald Trump saying we need to really vet people before they come in here. I don't see anything wrong with that at all. And I believe anybody in this place, any president, would have said something similar. Yeah, I believe that Obama would have said the same thing. You know, if he was president and a person seeking asylum, we brought him in, they were, you know, and they did a terrorist act, we say, hey, we got to be careful about who we bring in. I think that's fair. I think that's what he would do. I think Bush, I paid attention a little bit to politics under Bush, and I'm thinking same thing. I think Bush would have been that way. He would have said something similar. I don't know about Biden. I don't even know if Biden was really good, was really presidenting when he was president. Was he really president when he was president? I don't know. But what I'm saying is, people are pushing back on this very natural reaction that I think anybody would have. If you had a group of people that come into your house, say you had a party at your house, and somebody stole some shit, you'd be like, obey. These are all people we say we knew. It wasn't an open house where anybody could come. These are people that we knew. How well did we know them? These are your friends and my friends. And one of our friends went in our bedroom and stole some shit. Stole some personal items. That's never happened, but if it did happen to you or I know me and Mrs. Black would have to have a conversation about who we regard as our friends and who do we let in. And as we started to go over that idea, like, how are we going to protect ourselves better? Obviously, we were taken advantage of. We didn't take it. And somebody took advantage of us, and it was somebody we let in. So we should do a better job of deciding who our friends are that come over our house. Or maybe we can't have people come over our house anymore.
Let me see.
Right? You know, a lot of things.
Wrong button.
There's a lot of shit they complain about that don't.
Another wrong button.
Blue versus red. Dem versus Republican. Republicans versus Democrats. It's all, you know, feuding. When they know damn well the same thing would have been done or said in different words, different terms, but the basic outcome would have been the same. Obama would have been more eloquent, but he would have said basically the same thing. And particularly if the people that came in were people that were vetted under the previous administration. Now I know we got a lot of people that watch the show. We're on X, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, X, we're on YouTube, we're on Kick, we're on Rumble.
Rumble, that's the one I gotta join.
I'm sure we got a lot of different people with different opinions. I'm saying, why is it that we normal people, we are not those political parties? The Tim Black Show, us, my audience, my wolf pack, my Tim Black VIPs, right? My dangerous crew. We are not riding for political parties. We above the parties. And when we say, hey, if someone stole something out your house, after you invited them in, you be like, okay, I gotta be more careful about who I invite in. Why is that crazy? And that's when the Democrats will get to talking, the liberals will get to talking, blah, 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 blah. And they'll start moving the goalposts. They'll tell me how my analogy is wrong, all because they hate Trump.
Hate Trump?
If it was under Obama, or under Hillary if she became president, or under Kamala, if she inherited this situation, if it was under a Republican president that the people were vetted, and then they did this shit, you don't think Kamala wouldn't have put it on Trump? So that's one of the problems we have, man. We got people that don't keep it 100. That's the problem. We don't have that problem, do we? Let's keep going.
There it is. Let's give it a clap, a hand clap for that. Because that's actually all that foundational Black Americans are saying. It's the foundation part that people are getting upset about. And the fact that Tariq Nasheed made the flag. Once he made that foundational Black American flag and put the year 1526 on it, it let y'all know when it began. It began in 1526. Spanish colony, let me turn up the music a little bit. Spanish colony had the first slave revolt down in South Carolina. And they don't want to mention that. You know what I mean? Because you had the brown indigenous Amerindians already here. And they allegedly helped out several Africans escape and join their colony. Or it wouldn't be a colony then, it'll be their tribe. So it became the colonies versus the tribes. In 1990, it became a tribe called Quest. That's why hip hop is so dope, right? Bonita Applebum, you gotta put me on. Bonita Applebum, I said you gotta put me on. Bonita Applebum, you gotta put me on. Bonita, Bonita, Bonita. I'm just saying, man, we beefing and because of they fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been. You know, hey, you know those Antifa people, right? They might not be our friends like we think they are. Like, you know what I mean? They all talking about attacking Trump. But in 2020, Trump said Antifa and the KKK are both hate groups. We're gonna treat them like they terrorist organizations. This is what Trump said. This is what he gave us in the platinum plan. I'm trying to go platinum. Bonita Applebum, you gotta put me on. Bonita Applebum, I said you gotta put me on. Bonita Applebum, you gotta put me on. Bonita, Bonita, Bonita. This is Volothan Modulus Tautology. You know what I mean? Hit that like button for me if you made it this far. I just share the news because that's what, you know what I mean? That's what an adult is supposed to like be aware of what's going on in our society, and being a voice in it. You know what I mean? That is the First Amendment. Yeah, for foundational Black Americans like myself, it wasn't until the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment where my lineage was able to be accepted as citizens. Hence, the first, second, third, all the amendments up to that point then became mine too. TOO. Right? Now, how deep is my roots in this land on this side of the land? It's before 1870 when these amendments was ratified. Because all my grandparents was already here. They was already here in this country, right? They wasn't, new 1965 immigrants like, Barack was 1960. I think he was born in Hawaii. Who knows? But he's an anchor baby, but his daddy went back to Nigeria, right, or something like that. The legend goes. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And what does that got to do with everybody mad because Bad Bunny was mediocre? I'm not hating. No, I'm not hating. It was entertaining. That's all it's supposed to do. It's supposed to entertain. And the game was horrible. That's only because the Eagles wasn't in it. So, but that's how I do. And I'm done talking about it. I'm looking forward to the baseball season coming up, and I guess I'm gonna end with a couple shout outs to Water God TV. Shout out to Dennis Sperling. I was on his show last night. I ain't check out Tim. Oh, Tim Black is off yesterday, so he might be on today. I think it's, what is it, Wednesday? Yeah, he's on today, so I might check him out today. But I am getting a little corny with the entertainment, the Jay-Z's and the. That's why Dennis was a better show to watch last night. He was really talking about the real history of the deep brown Amerindian was actually a slave to other Indians, and Africans were slaves to Indians too, and how they treated their slaves, and how they tried to, how they worked together with the white owners and would own some white slaves too. And just breaking down how slavery actually works and worked prior to it becoming abolished and against the law of the land. It is what it is, but we'll figure it all out. And, so Biden talking about they're going to put you back in chains and all that just to piss us off and to get y'all vote for, and get y'all to vote for him, and then him just stabbing us in the back. Well, he didn't stab me in the back because I ain't vote for him. I'm just keeping it 100. I voted for Jill Stein and Abramu Jaraka in 2016. And then in 2020, once Trump already won, did I vote for Trump? You can't handle the truth. Oh, jeez. That's going to always be down. That's going to always go down as the greatest line of all time, right? Shout out to Jack Nicholson, he's one of my favorite actors too. So anyway, Roland Dan Modular's Tautology. I'm just doing some mic checks and everything. I just figured I'd go live for a little bit. I ain't even really been meaning to do, how much time did I put in? I did 19 minutes. I should go for the whole 30, but I think I'm gonna go get something to eat. Go run some errands and stuff, and spring cleaning. It's spring cleaning time. So I'm trying to get the house in order, clean up and everything, spring, and get ready for these cookouts. But just like Tim Black just said, nah, Mark Lamont Hill's not invited. Don Lemon's not invited. Corey Holcomb, I guess he's cool. I ain't got beef with him, but he, you know, what I mean, he does. I'd rather Dave Chappelle. I'm like, nah, Dave is definitely invited. Who else? You know, Black Thought is always invited. Shout out to him and Spawn Vicious and Hawk is always invited. Product is invited, I guess so. That is my brother. D-Rail is invited. You know, I know y'all don't know all these. Stevie Thunder, I can't forget about Stevie Thunder. Hey Steve, I'm gonna send you another loop, man. I need to boot beats soon, ASAP, because I got 2 mics. I'm about to buy a real good condenser mic to get my voice to come even in more clearer. But I am trying to get this MP 1000 running 100 so that I can, you know what I mean, throw it together, and then I want you to spit some bars to what I got. So that's how we do it. You know what I mean? We share the information. We share the technology. We share the wisdom, right? That's the knowledge, right? And we understand, you know. Shout out to the normal people on Facebook, you know what I mean? The Jodies, the Baris, Eric. I'm trying to help the boy Eric out. Eric he be sitting in the corner. He mad at y'all Democrats. He's heated. He's heated with them. So Eric, let it ride, man. All right. Enjoy, man. All right. Peace be to you, dude. Who else? The list is Montez done. I can't forget, you know, Diana Richardson and May Good and Karen Hemp, Opal, even Doris, I guess. She's doing a lot better because they start pointing at her, calling her MAGA now. Like, see how they do? See how those fascists do? Those are my fault. The anti-fascists, right? Y'all starting to learn that they ain't really good for you either, right? Because it's 3 colors, 3 primary colors, and then you always got to, you know, have a canvas. So the canvas is either black or white, and that's how you paint the rainbow, right? Yeah. Whether or not it's light or dark depends on your understanding of the soul. Way back in the days when hip hop began, music mix, mellow, maintain the mix. 2 years ago, a friend of mine, here I am, RAW. Shout out to my top 5, Eric B. and Rakim, the Juice Crew, the whole Juice Crew, EPMD with Redman and K Solo, Slick Rick the Ruler, and the Get Fresh crew with Dougie Fresh. Always like the Fat Boys too. Can't forget them. And then Boogie Down Production, Karis One, and I include Gangstar with that and everything, with Premier and Guru, and you know they part of the. They part of Boogie Down, in my opinion, you know. So I'll holler at y'all later, man. Give y'all more than enough time. Hit that like button. I'm playing Dragon Quest 3 still. Trying to think of another game that I'm kind of focused on it because I do want to get my characters up to level 10, and then we're gonna go to a real dungeon or something. We'll figure it out, however the story guides us. So, one God, our Father, all the time. Hip hop life, love one. God is love. Hip hop is life. Time is precious, right? It's holy, spiritual. Money, ain't nothing more than a 4th dimensional illusion, and it comes and goes, right? Lose your money, yeah, you lose something. You don't lose nothing. You lose your health, yeah. Now you're talking about losing something. But you lose that character, you lose everything, yo. There it is. And I say all this because hip hop is actually the art of making the most out of life. Y'all still want to call it economics, I guess, socioeconomics, and we can get back to studying more W.E.B. Du Bois and how he built the national advancement of colored people and why all these immigrants are here now, because he wrote a book talking about the souls of black folk, and now we like, who's that, right? Confused, and then as soon as we say foundational black Americans, now we MAGA extreme. All right, here we go with the nonsense. Nah, we ain't falling for it no more. That's what the real code is. All right, but I'll be back with more beginners all-purpose symbolic instruction code for y'all. That's the basics, right? That's 0 hate, 1 love, 1 love, 1 love. Be happy just to have just 1 love. All right, there it is. Peace. Well, harmony and happiness. And peace be unto you. One, God is understood.